करेंगे and leave. चलो.
Hello and welcome to 5 at 5. You're watching us in Dubai. We're here trying to understand what is even going on with Pakistan. Now, the situation is as blurry as my eyesight, honestly. Because what is Pakistan doing?
Your
They've
eyesight
not.
is better.
My ophthalmologist would disagree. But anyway, the situation here is PCB has sent another mail to the ICC about the whole handling of the Andy Pycroft situation. They're not happy with the fact that their formal complaint was quashed. Number two, the press conference, the pre-match press conference did not happen. We're not sure whether or not Pakistan will play the match with UAE. At this point, we don't know anything except the fact that Pakistan is making a fool out of themselves. Boria, what is even happening?
Firstly, her ophthalmologist will not differ on this. Her eyesight is better than Pakistan's clarity. Number two, I don't know, but there are some serious issues here. One, Pakistan missed a pre-match press conference. A pre-match press conference is not a handshake.
Yep.
A pre-match press conference was not being done for Indian journalists. This is a Pakistan versus UAE game. Imagine, Pakistan journalists are here from multiple different parts of the world and Pakistan. So they have a responsibility to their own media. Was not done. There are UAE journalists as well. There are Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, other journalists as well. This is a global tournament. The head of the ACC is a Pakistani himself in Mohsin Naqvi. Who's the chair of the Asian Cricket Council? So what precedent are you setting? You are boycotting a press conference or cancelling a press conference, which is mandatory. It is not part of spirit. It is part, it's mandatory because Ashok, you've been in broadcast. Imagine if I tell you, I will not give you the pre-match press conference as a broadcaster. It is part of the contract. The broadcaster pays for it. It is part of the whole bouquet. Then they turn up for practice. What message are you sending? That you are sending the team for practice, but they cannot have the press conference because there's no clarity. If you're the Pakistani players now, what are you doing? You don't know. Are you playing? Are you not playing? If you're not playing, what is the rule? If you're playing, then when will you get to know you're playing? Andy Pycroft situation, think about this. You just said rightly that a second mail has been sent to the ICC. What does that imply? That the ICC's investigation was not done properly? That's why you're sending a second mail. So you're now accusing the ICC also. So you're taking the ICC on. So it's PCB versus ICC. Where is this damn thing headed? What do they want? And in all this, no talk of the Asia Cup. It is only all this charade and this drama that is going on.
Absolutely. I think in the quest for a face-saving solution to this, it is now very clear that they're digging a hole from which they cannot really come out. I've been doing a little bit of digging around as to see what is the precedence in terms of sporting history with regard to shaking hands. And there have been umpteen instances where people have not shook hands. One of the latest situations was where the Ukraine athletes at a major sporting platform refused to shake hands with the Russian counterparts because there was a war on.
Yeah.
How is this situation different?
It is the same.
And this is my thought, which is that if it is that, then why would you then compromise on the stance? And therefore, that's one situation. The second is, if you go back in the history of humankind, what is the handshake actually? The handshake is basically the lowest common denominator of greeting your counterparts.
Customary.
And second, there's a historical angle that you shake hands to show that you have not concealed a weapon here.
Yeah.
Right? So what's interesting really is that in this case is Pakistan coming with a clean hand for the handshake.
Clearly
and
not.
that raises questions. And therefore, both these put together, I think the handshake gate controversy is here. It's something that will set a precedence, no end to it. Two, there is absolutely been no discussion on the cricket. We don't even know what is their strategy going forward. How are they going to approach the UAE match or the subsequent match on Sunday? There's been virtually zero discussion on what's going to happen on ground. As regards ICC and the second letter, the removal of Andy Pycroft, I think, unlike the Indian response to the situation on the 14th, where it was a cogent, well thought through strategy with all stakeholders aligned to it, I think what is eminently clear now is that they are confused, they are perhaps panicking, and they don't have a solution.
What I want to ask you about Pakistan's, let's say, the way that they're being looked at. right now in international cricket. ICC, they're dealing with ICC here. 2 letters now sent to them. One was quashed. It did not even take long for the ICC to sort of disregard and throw that letter out of the window. But then this sending it for the second time, does that not completely change Pakistan's stance in international cricket?
Suppose it's rejected again. It will be.
Yeah.
The moment it is rejected again, what are you supposed to do? Now you're doing it, everybody knows, because Jai Shah is an Indian. And an Indian is heading the ICC.
Yes.
But who sent the letter back? Wasim Khan. Who's Wasim Khan? A director of the PCB some years back. And has been associated with Pakistan cricket in the past. So are you accusing an ICC official who has been a part of your own establishment of double standards, of wrongdoing, of conniving in India, colluding with India? I am also told now they've said venue manager is at fault, Indian. Broadcaster is at fault, primarily Indian. Presenter is at fault, Indian. Andy Pycroft was hand in hand with India. What are you doing,
Something
boss?
said about umpires as well. That
Yeah,
they were giving
umpires
out.
were giving out because they were sold to
What?
India. Where is this? I mean, he's right that you're trying to do a face saver or find a face saver. At no point are you being able to find a face saver, and you're digging hole after hole, hole after hole.
Yeah.
And in all this, imagine you're a Pakistan player. Imagine you're Salman Agha. They sent Mike Hessen. I mean, Mike Hessen to do what? Go and ask Mike Hessen when was India independent. He will not know. It's not his job to know. If somebody asks me off the cuff, when is the Independence Day of New Zealand? Or rather, whatever celebration, will I know? No. I mean, which day is so important for a Kiwi? I'm not supposed to know. Mike Hessen is not supposed to know the cultural back. He's supposed to know the cricketing details.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you thrust him in, and Mike Hessen is saying things. Come on, why did you not send Salman Agha? Send your captain, put him in front of the media, your own media, and they're you will see. Now see this. I have to both show you this.
Till you find that.
No, nothing to find. Hold on. This is very straightforward. Both of you will read it out for our viewers. What is the last line of Mohsin Naqvi's bio in Twitter? On Twitter.
The first one.
नहीं, last line. पढ़ो. ये क्या है?
Proud Pakistani.
उसको पढ़ते जाओ.
Husband and father.
Now, उसके बाद?
Journalism is my
Read that
passion.
last line again.
Journalism is my passion.
Journalism is my passion. So damn it, journalism is your passion, and you cancel a press conference on the eve of a match for your own journalists, and you're talking about journalism is my passion. What is this, Mr. Naqvi? What is this? This is a clear case of double standards with respect and humility. If journalism is your passion, why don't you have a certain semblance of respect for your own journalists?
I mean, can you imagine a press conference not happening? And, digressing a little bit, there was this one instance where Max Verstappen, he was unhappy with the stewards and some of the penalties given. I don't remember what race it was, but it was last season. And what he did was, he wanted to protest by not doing the press conference. So what he did not attend the official one. He went out of his garage, asked all the journalists to come and gave them exclusive bites to every single person.
Wonderful. I mean,
Brilliant.
Because
so
he
you
knew
can
that
actually,
media,
yeah. Sorry to interrupt you there, but I
Brilliant.
think you can actually innovate in this situation,
Yes.
and you
आपको ये
can
लिखना चाहिए.
you
It's a
can think-
beautiful story.
Yep.
you can think laterally. But to respond to what Boria said in the beginning, that you have got an Indian at each stage, it looks like a conspiracy theory has been
Completely.
floated, and you are now trying to insinuate certain things
Yeah.
without playing on the front foot and saying this is what we want to do. And I think, where do you think this is going to go now?
I don't know. I honestly,
knows.
I don't know where this is going. All I know is Pakistan will turn up to play because 16 to 18 million dollars, I don't think they will afford to sort of, lose that kind of money or to have that kind of loss thrust upon them. But this is not the end of the story because after this will be litigation. This tournament is approved by ICC. So ICC will also put damages on them. So I don't think they will be in a position to deal with that. So they'll play. But they are desperate to find a face saver. And I think Andy Pycroft will be the face saver. That Pycroft will be asked
He'll be
by...
the scapegoat.
Basically, it will be... No, he will not be the scapegoat. He'll continue. It will be workload management for Pycroft. Dude, Dubai is too hot today. I've got break. That's what it will be for Andy Pycroft. He will go to Dubai Mall, do some shopping and come back. But
Poor guy's
nothing.
just doing his job.
He'll do tomorrow. He will not officiate it. What does that mean? Nothing.
Nothing.
So, frankly, that's what will happen. Tell me, you stopped the press conference yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Now, you will come to the post-match today? You think the handshake gate will not be asked?
Unless
you think
Mike Hessen comes.
जो भी आएगा
It
press
doesn't
conference
matter.
करेगा.
Yeah, whoever
So
comes.
then somebody will ask, भाई आपने आईसीसी को सेकंड मेल क्यों भेजा? आपने अपना कैप्टन को क्यों नहीं भेजा? आपने ये हैंडशेक गेट लेके आपने क्या बोल दिया? So all these questions, why did you not do the press conference yesterday? Any journalist who is accredited, चलो मैं रोहित और शुभान को भेज दूंगा क्वेश्चन पूछने के लिए. आप क्या बोलोगे? ये सवाल नहीं लेना है, ये सवाल नहीं लेना है. तो कौन सा सवाल लेना है?
How long can we escape?
Come on.
I mean, this is clearly something that is going over our heads at this point. It's a bouncer that's been called wild, because how do you even deal with this? The next thing I want to talk about is
Should
the
Naqvi resign?
Yeah, that's where I was heading, because ACC, and I want to bring this conversation back to neutrality. Clearly, Mohsin Naqvi is taking a very, very Pakistani stand. He's talking about, that tweet that was very public, that nothing is more important than the prestige of my country. But he's holding a position, an office of.
So it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah, it's a conflict of interest. What do you think about
Chalo,
that?
this is one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is this. One, Naqvi is saying that the venue director is at fault, X is at fault, Y is at fault. Who does the buck stop with? Naqvi.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the boss.
Absolutely.
Ultimately, if Rev Sports is at fault, who does the buck stop with? Me. It stops with me. If she makes a mistake, you make a mistake, somebody else makes a mistake. Ultimately, I've got to put my hand up and say, hello, it's my responsibility to protect my people. So why did Naqvi let this happen? Usman Wala making a mistake. Who does the buck stop with? Naqvi. Andy Pycroft, who is he responsible to? Naqvi. Venue director, whoever made the mistake there, everybody, ultimately the pyramid goes to Naqvi. So if the entire edifice has crumbled, if the whole thing has fallen on its face, who is responsible? Why is Naqvi not being able to keep his house in order? And if he's not being able to keep his house in order, what is the point of him staying on?
What do you think?
I think it makes
Neutrality.
sense. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's a conflict of interest. Perhaps it's time for him to resign, like you said. I mean, I completely endorse that. I think, look, there is an immediate crisis.
Just sorry to add, where the problem according to me is? The problem according to me is, take Jai. Jai is the president of the ICC, chairman of the ICC. That's his job. Mohsin Naqvi is the Interior Affairs Minister of Pakistan.
So exactly.
That's the most important thing in his portfolio. Interior Affairs Minister of Pakistan. How much time is he being able to dedicate to PCB and ACC?
yeah.
You tell me that. Now, if today I say that, Amit Shah will now become the thing of ICC. Will Amit Shah, after being Home Minister of India, have that kind of time to come and give? No. I think the basic premise here is he doesn't have the time. He is doing a job of the country's interior affairs minister and some narcotics control. That is, an all time consuming job. Does he even have the wherewithal, bandwidth, mental faculty, time to come and give the ACC or the PC?
Interesting. So what we are saying then is that one, of course, we have already established that there is a conflict of interest. The other, what we are saying is that there is a bandwidth issue which is clear and present, because otherwise that cogent thinking would have happened. And I think that is evidence of the fact that there is a bandwidth issue in terms of the way they are looking at it.
See, Gargi,
Yeah.
he's the chairman. There's a crisis on. इतना तो मानोगे, एक crisis हो रहा है यहाँ पे. Why is he in Islamabad? आप दुबई में क्यों नहीं हो? आपका टीम यहाँ पे है. आके solve करिए ना आप.
The main event of the ACC is happening.
Main event, you're the face.
Yeah.
You're the boss, right? You're the chairman.
Yes.
Why? And your team is boycotting a press conference. Your team is facing flack. Your team is involved in a crisis. Why are you not here? Why are you not here and handling this whole situation from on ground? What are you doing in Islamabad? If there is a crisis brewing in ICC and if Jai doesn't turn up, we'll say, boss, where are you?
Would Mohsin Naqvi's reaction would have been much different if it was in India that was boycotting a press conference?
I think, again, I think that would have played into Pakistan's hands. That's why I've been forever saying no boycott, no boycott.
Yeah.
Pakistan got outdone on the field. Pakistan got outsmarted off the field. I don't think about it, both of you, and tell me, do you think Pakistan expected this from India? And because they got rattled that they didn't expect, now whole thing has blown up on their face.
Not at all. I think, one of my lasting memories from that match was that they went about their job clinically. They finished scoring the final runs and they just walked off without looking here or there.
So it was planned.
It was an extremely planned operation, and I think the moral high ground and the advantage
Yes.
really is
Was
now
with
with
India.
India. And I think that is beginning to impact them very significantly.
They are embarrassed. As simple as that. They are embarrassed. They have been humiliated on the field. They were humiliated with the way that India conducted themselves, refused that handshake, whatever. The dressing room door was closed, and everything that Mike Hessen mentioned. That it's. I mean, how do you even explain it? Now, I know that some of the people who are watching here would say that you sent a Ryan Tendoshkate for the press conference. Why can't Mike Hessen?
No. Ryan Tendeshkate
Exactly.
was sent pre-match.
I know. That's
Ryan
the point I was trying to
Tendeshkate
make.
was not supposed to come and tell us about Operation Sindoor and dedicating it to the Army Men of India. There is a difference. Pakistan sent Saim Ayub. We have no problems with the pre-match. Post-match, when India has done this, it has blown up on your face.
Where
A
is the
Ryan or a Morne
accountability?
Mokal wouldn't come. It had to be a Surya Kumar Yadav or a Gautam Gambhir. Now think about this. Where is India in all this?
No,
Surya Kumar Yadav cutting a cake with our journalists and having a great time yesterday. And his comment was, "Ek aur din sweet ho gaya." So he's loving it. He's loving it. Kuldeep Yadav, they called Kuldeep also into the thing and said, "Aapka shaadi hone wala, aap bhi mitha khaiye." So usne bhi kha liya. So this is what India is doing, and imagine what Pakistan is doing. I mean, it's a tale of,
they're fighting a war with themselves.
it's a contrast wars. What is going on?
See, what happens is when you've not thought through a strategy, what happens is that then you resort to knee-jerk reactions. And that is exactly what is happening now, which explains why Naqvi is sitting there and not being here. It's becoming a full-blown crisis. You've got to get your crisis team here and look at addressing this.
Dada.
Ghanshyamji, record kar rahe.
Doesn't matter. ठीक है. Yeah, go on. What happened now was basically the Pakistan crisis hit our camera. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. So I was saying that when you've not thought it through, you are going to resort to knee-jerk reactions, and the crisis is only going to deepen because with each step that you take in an unplanned manner, the situation will become worse. In
So
all
what's
this,
the end point?
two things I want to talk about. One is that in terms of the focus on cricket, which is completely gone, what will be the situation on the players? I mean, have you even thought about that? With what kind of a face are they going to go in for today's match versus UAE on Sunday's match? How are they going to manage that?
Can they lose today?
Imagine what happens if
His reaction was $1 million. $1 million. Ashok said Sunday's match. That's why I said there's no Sunday. If they lose today, there is no
there is
Sunday.
no Sunday. And imagine if that happens, because then our plans also sort of go shaky a little bit. But doesn't matter. India will do something incredible, and we will have much to talk about. But imagine if Pakistan loses today. I mean, that would be something to watch out.
To address your question, I didn't answer that. I think the answer to that is, at the end of the day, there is going to be a face-saving mechanism that will evolve. Okay,
Which is
But-
removing Andy Pycroft from this game and putting Richie Richardson in charge.
Correct. But then you are still pushing the envelope without thinking it through by sending the letter a second time, right?
That will be
What-
rejected.
So what about the spiraling crisis that is going to be created because of that? There is going to be a reputation issue. There could be a
Precedent?
financial issue, etc.
Precedent. Suppose tomorrow a team loses and they say we will not do a pre-match press conference.
Exactly.
Pakistan had done it. We will follow Pakistan's example.
Now
No
what?
one said anything to Pakistan. What are you setting as an example for world cricket? You tell me that.
So should there be an
Why is no
evaluation
sanction?
of this?
No,
Yeah,
why is
exactly.
there no sanction? Why is Naqvi not sanctioning his own team for missing this press
That's what I'm
conference?
saying, right? If it was in India that had missed this press conference,
He would sanction him. He
things
would
would have
sanction.
blown up by now.
I think from a broadcaster perspective, I can tell you that some of these things are very critical. I mean, contractually, we used to look at these things very, very strongly, and it is going to have a impact, which is
Yeah.
reputational, which is financial, which is legal, which is commercial, and there are no answers to all this.
खत्म करिए on what note? मुझे पता ही नहीं
On
है.
what note, that there is one thing certain in life, in Pakistan's case especially, and that is uncertainty. That's all. What do you think?
I think that's
Final
right.
words?
But if you're a Pakistan player, you wouldn't. You're in a
You're in a jiffy.
mess.
Yep.
You don't know what to do. You have no idea.
What's
you have
going
no
to
clarity, and yet you're supposed to go out there and play and win. God
On
forbid
that
they
note,
lose to the UAE.
on that note, do you think the Indian approach will now become a case study in terms of how to insulate your players, not put gags on them, ask them to go out and enjoy themselves, maje karo, as you said, while the team management is managing the external situation?
Yeah, and they've done it beautifully. They've done it beautifully, and that's what it is. And will Neeraj Chopra shake hands with Arshad Nadeem? I don't think so.
We'll have to
In
wait and
Tokyo,
watch.
we've got to wait and watch. But I think India has set a precedent,
Yep.
and Pakistan doesn't have answers.
And I think the precedence is also about taking the high ground, and I think that is here to stay. And I think it's a superb moral victory that India has achieved.
Absolutely. On that note, we'll be back very soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We'll be doing all of our shows out of Dubai. So much to look forward to. We'll be back. Thank you so much.
वो उस